I've loved Mary Mary for years, and at the Super Bowl, Mary Mary had the wonderful honor of singing the Black national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Lift every voice and sing.
And having sung as sisters for 20 years professionally, Erica and Tina Campbell have learned how to blend their voices like none other. So I wanted to talk about a few of the things that make the blend so unique in this performance. Let's get into it, shall we? Hello everybody, O'Neil Gerald Donald here, and I watched the Super Bowl on Sunday. If you're anything like me, the Super Bowl is not a time for sports, it's a time for music. And not just any music, everyone was really excited for the halftime show, but I was extremely excited to see two of my favorite gospel singers on the roster, and that is Mary Mary. They've been singing together for a long time, and with the Super Bowl being so close to home for them, they got to represent their hometown by singing the Black national anthem.
Till earth and heaven ring.
The song's very important, and the arrangement was absolutely beautifully done by Derek Hodge. I need to make sure that his name is said. But specifically, I wanted to zoom in on the brilliance that is Mary Mary, specifically in their ability to blend together as sisters. So I wanted to talk through 5 different pieces of what make this sister blend that is Mary Mary.
Lift every voice and sing.
So the first thing that Erica and Tina are doing is that they're using a similar weight of tone. And that's not necessarily easy to do for them. Tina has much more of a lighter soprano voice, and Erica has more of a thick mezzo-soprano gospel alto voice. But the thing that makes Mary Mary so special is that Erica, especially with her beautiful head voice, has a really good way of getting over to the lighter side where Tina lives. And Tina, with a beautifully developed lower register, also knows how to make her voice darker. So both of these singers know how to play the different sides of their voices, even though they have a natural bend where their voices want to sit. When it comes to creating their blend, Erica could not stay that dark, heavy voice, and Tina could not stay as that light but sharp voice. They needed to make their voices meet. So Tina, being the lighter one of the two, kind of pulled back in her effort and chose lighter vowels, and Erica is probably the one that was more of the chameleon right now, especially on Lift Every. You can hear them sing together and it's like they're absolutely identical, because Erica really took on much more of a lighter approach to her voice, and so they met in the, not even the middle, they met more in Tina's part of where her voice would naturally live and created a blend. Secondly, we really have to talk about the specifics of their consonant placement. So first of all, Lift Every Voice and Sing, especially with the string arrangement, wasn't really a song where we're gonna get the usual explosive consonants that you would get from gospel, a chance to really convey your point by making the consonants very, very explosive. This was a different arrangement, so they made their consonants much lighter, and they floated really over the arrangement. But not only did Tina and Erica keep their consonants lighter, they were extremely specific in where their consonants landed. Even listen here, of liberty, of liberty, a soft T, and then let our rejoicing rise, rise. There's a very specific placement in where they're landing with their consonants. If one of them hit so much as a T ever so slightly off, it would have ruined the effect. But they've been doing this for years. The pros, they got this. Absolutely amazing. And even a special note on what we were talking about in number 1 about the weight of their tone. When they came to rise, there's a very conscious lightening of the effort, or a lightening of the sound. Sing rise. And then when they came back a little bit stronger. Highest. Okay, now thirdly, I want to talk a little bit about the vibrato, because if you've heard Erica Campbell hold the last note on Yesterday, you'll hear that Erica's vibrato is very thunderous. Tina's vibrato tends to be a little bit quicker. So in the spirit of what we've been talking about, whatever side they're on, they need to meet in the middle. So what they did is they decided on how quick their vibrato was even gonna be. Listen to how they land on Sky. Listen. right? They're together. Absolutely. Now, all of the choices that Erica and Tina are making are accessible to them because they've spent some time learning their own voices. And you, wanting to be an unforgettable vocalist, need to have a handle on what your voice can do, what you sound like, and what your body feels like when your voice is being used at its best and its fullest potential. So as a vocal coach, what I've done is I've created a free resource for you to be able to start your singing journey and the journey of discovering your best sound. So I want you to go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/masterclass and watch my free training. Here you're going to be able to start your own journey in discovering your voice's full potential and seeing how you can get from where you are to singing with vocal freedom. Because singing isn't meant to be laborious and hard all the time. It's actually really, really fun if you just allow yourself to be free in voice. So go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/masterclass, watch the masterclass, and get your life and get your voice. Reclaim your voice. Reclaiming my voice. Anyway, back to Mary Mary. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about sisters that sing, I'll hear something like, oh my gosh, they inherited the similar tones. It's because they're sisters that they can sing like this. And I hear what you're saying, but it's not totally correct. Like we talked about, Erica and Tina's voices are very different. It's because they've been singing together for so long that they've learned to conform their styles and conform their voices to one another. But this point on their blend might be a little bit closer to that inheritance field of thought, and that is vowel choice. Now, the reason why it would be closer to that inheritance school of thought is because they're both from the same place. They're both from Inglewood, California. From where they are, they would have similar accents, and in having similar accents, whether it be a drawl or whether it be saying different words with a similar placement in terms of vowel, they're much more apt to choosing the same vowels when they sing. But even as sisters, Erica and Tina needed to make conscious choices with what vowels they were going to sing, how they would sing them, how they would place them, and they needed to do it exactly at the same time and in the same way. And they did that throughout this entire song, but the place where I hear it like it's like who is when they sing a song.
Sing a song.
Who's who? Who? And that's the goal of a good blend. It's about stripping back on your own vocal nuances and idioms so that the sound can be cohesive. And the fact that they're doing it with just the two of them, and it's so undetectable, it's like ninja. I'm like, listen, they're pros. They've been doing this for a while. Come on, Mary Mary. And can we talk a little bit about Erica's runs on the bottom? What was it? Loud as the roll. Erica is singing for her life, and it's super low key. And Tina did a little something too. Listening skies.
Listening skies.
They didn't come to play, and I love it. Now, the thing about a good blend is that if you do it right, you can actually set yourself up to surprise your audience with the truth of what the two voices in this case sound like. And that's exactly what they did in this arrangement. As we get towards the end, we start to hear Erica's tones start to thicken. Yes, and then Tina on the top is taking on that sharp gospel soprano sound that she usually has. And to bring it on home, Derek Hodge beautifully placed them at the near top of their range, or the top of the range of the song, the climax of the song, and then brought them back down to a comfortable place to just give us a nice last note. Mary Mary sung the living daylights out of this, and I absolutely lost my marbles, and I hope you did too. Leave a comment if you did. I really want to know how you guys thought of this performance, because it was absolutely amazing, and Mary Mary in general, because they're just awesome. And as usual, I don't want this to be the end of the conversation, so I want you to subscribe if you're new, because this is the place where we reclaim your voice, reclaiming my voice. I'm O'Neil Gerald Donald, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye everyone.